Hi, spots and cheap pops, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, SSB, Silicon Steve Valley, and I'm, of course, with current purple champion and sexy man, Vladi. And we're talking AEW professional wrestling. And, of course, we're talking 60,000 asses in 60,000 seats as Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling celebrate All In and the success. But that wasn't the only news about these ticket sales, because Tony Khan forgets he's a fucking billionaire who runs a bunch of businesses and acts like a 15-year-old petulant child on TikTok, tells people like Nick Khan to shove things up his ass. What the fuck? Here's the tweet.
Yeah, it wasn't a great professional moment by Tony.
So, Vladi, here is the tweet. Mike Coppinger of ESPN. Is that how you say his name, or is it Coppinger? Coppinger?
Not sure. I'm not familiar with the guy.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? He's a wrestling journalist. He's probably a piece of shit. Just kidding. We love all wrestling journalists here. Hearing Wembley is scaled for only $40K for AEW. Far cry from last April when I was ringside for Tyson Fury, Dylan White, and it was packed to the brim with 94,000. Nothing beats the big fight feel at Wembley. First of all, he tweeted this to be a jerk off. Before we start killing Tony, let's be real clear about this. Mike Coppinger is clearly influenced in some way. Either he's a big WWE fan or there's some money involved. And he tweeted that just to throw shade. So He started this. First of all, let's call it what it is. He was being a sports entertainment journalist.
Right.
And trying to get clicks and trying to get money because he's a hack douchebag.
Well, he's employed by ESPN. I think he's a boxing journalist mostly. And what it is, and it's in Tony Khan's tweet, it's Nick Khan represents that reporter.
Exactly. And he does, by the way. There are financial ties there, from what I've been told.
So there's the influence and there's the financial ties, yeah.
So Tony Khan, though, loves to play with these disgusting pigs called the wrestling journalists and the sports center combat journalists. I guess Coppinger's a boxing journalist. So he tweets this. By the way, a part of me as an AEW fan likes that Tony's giving this guy shit, but then I'm like embarrassed because he's a billionaire and he shouldn't be doing this. Have one of your heel wrestlers do it. Have Jericho do that. It doesn't need to be Tony Khan. Tony Khan, have one of your heel wrestlers who can be the heel but still carry the AEW banner tweet this shit. You don't have to do this.
Jericho won't do it because he wants to be in WWE Hall of Fame one day.
Well, yeah, no one wants to burn that bridge. That's true. But, well, here's the deal. Let's talk about what Tony says here. Vladi. So after hearing Wembley has scaled that whole thing by Scoppinger, Tony Khan, lies! What a load of crap! Tell your agent Nick Khan to shove it up his ass. Okay, so this is a billionaire, folks. This guy is a billionaire. A billionaire. Part owner of an NFL team. And he's telling a CEO of a major entertainment company to shove things in his asshole on Twitter. Now, I know it's metaphorical. So then Tony continues, Vladi.
Yeah.
Since you carry the credentials of a credible reporter, plus represent the worldwide leader, I'm just curious, who was your source for this? And how can a reporter representing ESPN tweet about something about a legit news story that's so blatantly wrong and easily verified as a falsehood? So Tony Khan, he regrouped the second time with a little more logic to it.
Yeah, somebody talked him off the edge.
You don't tell Nick Khan, I mean, whatever you want to say about Nick Khan, you don't tell Nick Khan to shove things in his ass, up his ass.
I mean, the guy just was involved in a $9 billion deal.
Yeah, there's no reason to do that. It's no reason unless Tony is working to some extent, when I think part of it is. But there's a lot of shady things. If you listen to Tony Khan, there's a lot of shady things that WWE does, and he's brought them up. Running shows weekends they never ran them before on the same weekends WWE was doing AEW was doing pay-per-view, running a show a half hour into their show with no commercials just to fuck with them. Just things like that. And there were a lot of other things that Tony has alluded to for WWE doing a lot of screwed up things. But that's what WWE has always done. They've been doing that since Vince McMahon took over back in the 80s when he basically put everybody out of business. That's nothing new. And Tony likes to remind us that he's got a lot more money than Dave Crockett or Jerkoff ever did. Eric Jerkoff, by the way. Never going to work with him either, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Can't wear an NWO shirt in front of him. Oh, my God. But so your reaction, Tony, I mean, wow. This is pretty insane.
Yeah, I just think he's Twitter tough in the moment. As a billionaire and CEO of a company and part owner of an NFL team, you probably shouldn't tweet something like that at at somebody in such a position as Nick Khan. So he just needs somebody to help him.
He's better than that, right? I feel like Tony's a better person.
Should be. He's emotional, is what it's showing you. And then he doesn't like that. He feels it's unfair. And if you're unfair with him, he lashes out. Which
is fine. That's maybe the day and age we're in. But I like Tony when he was like the dork who didn't talk much. There was a lot more goodwill with AEW back then. But at the same time, AEW was catching the same kind of heat and the same kind of hate and the same kind of toxicity from the WWE universe, toxic fan base of the WWE universe, toxic portion of it. I always want to specify that, which I think is a very small portion of the wrestling fans, but they're the loudest on the internet. They're the worst on the internet. And this Michael Cappuccino guy, whatever his name is, he is part of the problem. That tribal bullshit that these hack content creators or reporters, these phonies, they are just trying to make money off of toxicity. It's no better than what a political pundit that doesn't really believe in what they're saying does. It's the same thing to me. So he started this. It was an asshole tweet to start the whole thing out, and Tony overreacted. And but it's embarrassing for me as an AEW guy, and I'm also a WWE guy, but as an AEW guy as well, it's embarrassing. It really is. So that's my take on it. Just be better, Tony. You're better than this. You can throw shade at somebody without telling a CEO, a guy who just brokered a $9 billion deal, to shove things in his ass. Put it out there.
It's a good bylaw to live by, I think. Can we all agree to this, Mr. Tony Khan?
That'll be my platform. That'll be Cody Rhodes' platform. Ladies and gentlemen, when I finally run for president of the United States, we will no longer be living in a world where people tell people to stick things in their assholes. At least billionaires. We don't care what the commoners do. Except for my dad. He was a common man. He, of course, built the many bridges that maybe wrestling created today. But he was a common man, working hard with his hands. With Sweet Sapphire. That was a different time. Cody Rhodes out. Thanks, Cody.
It's great when he stops by.
He just swings by and just starts doing his thing. It's great.
It could be any time, and we just don't even ask questions. It's like, it's Cody. It's all good.
Oh, dude. Best promo in the business. Everyone knows it.
Yep.
So that's what we got for the AEW ticket sales. Thank you so much for listening and watching. High spots and cheap pops for Vladi. This is Silicon Steve Valley. Here endeth the lesson. Thank you for watching High Spots and Cheap Pops. Please hit the subscribe button and please shoot us a message, comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. Be good to each other.